जब सोई हो तुम जाग जाते हो, पहले रब के सामने तुम हाथ उठाते हो, फिर मखलूक की खिदमत में तुम झुक जाते हो। दूध की ये नेमत हम तक पहुंचाते हो। तूने जीवन की तस्वीरें रंगों में है ढाली, तेरे दम से है आती हर घर में खुशहाली। खुशहाली हो, खुशहाली, चलते फिरते तेरे मवेशी एक अनमोल खजाना है। हर बीमारी हर तकलीफ से तुमने इन्हें बचाना है। याद है रखना तुमने अपनी पैदावार बढ़ाना है। आगाही और इल्म के हर पहलू को अपनाना है। हो जो सेहतमंद कौम समझो हमने मंजिल पाली। खुशहाली हो, खुशहाली, खुशहाली हो, आज से है ये अज़्म हमारा और खुद से भी है पैमान। तंदुरुस्ती और सेहत बनेगी यूं ही हम सबकी पहचान। धरती होगी शान हमारी, हम होंगे धरती का मान। तेरी अपने खुशहाली की राहों में मारी है जान, और तरक्की की ये राहें हम सब ने है अपना ली। खुशहाली हो, खुशहाली,
Assalamu alaikum viewers, your host Ruby Anam and Dr. Nasir Javed are back with another Dairy Hub training program.
Viewers, as you know, to obtain good production from dairy animals, it is essential to feed them standard quality nutritious green fodder all the year round. But what our brother farmers are feeding their animals is barely enough to keep them alive.
Even though the shortage of green fodder in semi-urban areas is often supplemented with other ingredients which are comparatively more expensive, milk production from animals can be profitable only if their feed requirements are met with a reasonable amount of green fodder.
Right, Ruby. And to talk to us about this very issue, we have invited Dr. Naveed Anjum to our studios. He manages a large dairy farm successfully. Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Sahab.
Alaikum assalam.
Dr. Sahab, please tell our viewers about your dairy farm.
Our farm is known as Sapphire Dairies and it has 1050 animals, which includes 230 calves and heifers, and the average production is 25 liters per animal.
Dr. Sahab, what do you have to say about our present traditional methods of sourcing fodder?
Due to our tradition, the biggest problem we face is cash crops. Since we prefer to grow wheat and its sowing is done in September and is harvested in May. Consequently, in the hottest of summer and coldest of winter seasons, we don't have fresh green fodder for almost 2 months each. That is why the same good quality green fodder is not available all the year round. Another reason is the extreme climates we have. Due to these varying seasons, we grow maize, barsim and alfalfa in winter and sorghum and maize in summers. Therefore, a standard quality or quantity of nutritional fodder is also not available at all times.
Dr. Sahib, if farmers continue with traditional ways of growing fodder, how would it affect the production of animals?
Well, traditional fodder harvesting cycles have a negative effect on milk production. Firstly, fodder is not available uniformly all the year round. Secondly, nutritional value of fodder is not constant. If fodder is harvested early before maturity, it will have a different nutritive value. Animals face reproductive and other physical growth issues due to lack of nutrition. Only if the animal gets standard fodder all the year round will it be able to provide good production.
Under these circumstances, for ensuring good production from animals, how can we ensure quality fodder on a permanent basis?
There is only one way, and that is fodder is preserved by making silage. One of the advantages is that you can chop it just one go and store it, ensuring that the same quality of nutritious fodder is provided to animals throughout the year.
Dr. Sahib, is silage really an amazing thing?
Absolutely, there is no doubt about that. Firstly, an entire field can be harvested at one time and silage can be prepared and stored, ensuring year-round quality fodder for animals. Secondly, rain, heat or cold, the farmer can easily access silage and feed his animals without any worry of weather conditions. Thirdly, silage making further improves the nutritive value and digestively of silage, because during silage making, half the process of an animal's digestion is achieved, so that it would not only half of the energy to digest the rest. This enables an animal to conserve the extra energy and hence its production is increased.
Dr. Sahib, what fodders can be used for silage making?
Usually, silage can be made with any kind of fodder, but the best, most nutritious silage can be made with maize. However, silage can also be made from sorghum, millet and oats. However, the preparation methodology would be different for each.
Viewers, now let's watch how silage is prepared.
Essential ingredients for making silage: ready crop, maize, millet, oats. Harvester with tractor, 1. Fine chopping machine, 1. Bunker according to crop. Tractor for pressing, 1. Human resource, 4 laborers. Polythene sheet, 10% larger than bunker. Salt, 1% of entire crop. Method of preparation: if the crop suits the requirements for silage preparation, it is harvested and moved to the bunker with the harvester. The laborers stationed at the bunker chop the crop finely and fill up the bunker. This is spread evenly and pressed tightly by a tractor. The pressing continues as layers of chopped fodder is added until the entire crop to be used is evenly spread and pressed thoroughly, so that all air is eliminated. After this is satisfactorily completed, 1% of its volume in salt is sprinkled all over and on the sides as well. Then this is covered by a polythene sheet, ensuring that no air or moisture can enter the pile, and it is secured with old tires. Alternately, it may also be sealed by mud plastering. The process of fermentation is completed in 30 to 40 days and it is ready to be used by farmers as feed for their animals. Precautions: keep well protected from rain and moisture. Ensure that the pressing process is thorough. The entire lot of chopped material for silage must be well covered. For use, remove silage from one end only and recover the remaining silage properly. The silage making process requires a continuous effort and must be completed in one go.
Dr. Sahib, we have now watched and learned how to make silage, but do tell us what precautions must be taken for silage preparation.
Good question. First of all, from the fodder field that you have chosen to make silage from, pull out a plant and squeeze it. No water should seep out of the stem of the fodder. If it yields any moisture, then the fodder crop is not ready for silage making. However, if there is no moisture on pressing it, then it is ready for making silage. Secondly, another good procedure: if working with maize, break the cob and see if a milky line is visible in the middle of the grain. This is a sign of readiness. However, if it is difficult to detect the milky line, then just press a kernel on the cob and it splits. It is ready. Even better if you taste the kernel and it tastes sweet. That would be ideal, because the sweetness causes fermentation, which would hasten the process of silage making. Thirdly, it must be noted that the field soil of the chosen crop is dry, because this indicates the crop has taken up essential minerals from the soil. Now this was about selection of appropriate crops of silage making. Next step is the chopping of the fodder. The smaller it is chopped, the better, because then pressing the fodder is more efficient. However, about 10% is chopped in a slightly larger size, because this helps in digestion. Now, the most important technique is pressing. In silage making, the main procedure is pressing. If other procedures are performed once only, pressing is performed thrice. Press, press and press. The more it is pressed and the more air is expelled, the quality of silage will be improved. Last and again extremely important is the sealing process. First make the silage and keep pressing well as advised, then sprinkle salt on the top and sides. Press again and then start covering it with a polythene or flex sheet in this manner. Start covering it from one side, placing some weights on it like old tires, bales of wheat, straw or even plaster with mud to ensure that it is completely air and moisture proof. The more airtight it is, the quicker the fermentation, and hence the resulting silage will be excellent.
Thank you, Dr. Naveed. We hope our brother farmers have watched this show carefully and understood the significance of your very useful instructions. And viewers, if there is any confusion, Dr. Nasser, let's go and see what Saimaji have to say about silage making.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
Oi Chaudhry Noor Muhammad, today you seem to resemble our Chaudhry Sahab a lot.
Really?
Yes, he always looks annoyed.
Listen, you silly man. If you don't stop talking nonsense, I'll twist your face to constantly annoyed look. Always talking nonsense. Crazy man. Chaudhry Noor Muhammad, what's the matter? You look worried.
Oh Chaudhry Meet, I have so many worries. All my green fodder has finished. The animals are getting weaker and weaker, and milk production is reducing.
Oh, tell me, when the dairy hub team came to our village recently, did you not hear what Saimaji told us?
And if you did hear, why didn't you follow her advice?
My dear brother, Saimaji advised us to give silage to our animals during the green fodder shortage season.
Chaudhry Meet, you tell me, do your animals actually eat this stale fodder?
What a joke, friend. What you are calling stale fodder is actually the latest method of preserving fodder. And animals love eating it.
And it has also made life so easy for me. I don't have to chop it or anything. I just pick up the silage and put it in front of the animals.
This lazy bone has nothing to do now. So he is as happy as animals.
Aha, Saimaji is here. Assalamu
Welcome,
alaikum.
welcome.
Assalamu
Please
alaikum.
be seated.
So, what are you all talking about?
Saimaji, he is telling other farmers what he learned from you.
Really? What are you teaching?
Saimaji, I was telling Chaudhry Noor Muhammad about silage making. Now that you are here, kindly tell him the rest.
Noor Muhammad, rather than worry about green fodder shortage, just prepare silage with it and then store it. Because silage is the best substitute for green fodder.
What other benefit does it have?
It is easily digested and it also increases production.
But Saimaji, if we store this for a long time, doesn't the fodder rot?
Oh no, Noor Muhammad. If during preparation of silage it is ensured that all the air is expelled before storage. It will not rot, nor will it develop any fungus.
And Chaudhry Noor Mohammed, my troubles are over. I just pick up the silage and keep it in front of the animals to eat. Now whenever the Dairy Hub team visits, you have to keenly listen to their advice and Saimaji's statements, so that you don't have to worry further.
He is right.
Now have you understood well? This is it.
Here you go. Chaudhry Abdul Hamid and Fazlu agreed with Saimaji and have even started putting her advice in practice. Do you think our brother farmers will also do the same after listening to us?
Why not, Ruby? Our brother farmers are also as intelligent as Chaudhry Abdul Hamid and Fazlu. There is no reason for them not to prepare silage, considering all the benefits that they will enjoy through adopting this course and making silage. Viewers, in today's program, we heard Dr. Naveed Anjum's advice as well as Chaudhry Abdul Hamid and Saimaji's recommendations. We learned that making silage to tackle seasons of fodder shortage is very beneficial, and it not only improves animals' health and production but also reduces the expense made on animal feeding during such times. Dr. Sahab, thank you for appearing on our show.
And with this, we come to the end of this training program, which I'm sure you understood and also liked. We will be back soon with another Dairy Hub training program. Until then, Dr. Nasir and Ruby wish you well. Allah Hafiz.